Last week, you cleaned a data set, and this week, your supervisor sent you another data set to clean. Now, it happens that this data set has the same structure and the same format with the one you cleaned last week. Now, let me ask you this. Are you going to start all over again to repeat the whole process that you did last week? Now, your answer will be no if you know what Power Query is. In this video, I am going to walk you through on what Power Query is and how important it is. Let's get right into it. Power Query is a built-in ETL tool in Excel and Power BI that helps you to import data, clean, transform, and prepare data for analysis. Right? So what this means is that Microsoft Excel and Power BI has this powerful ETL tool, right, that helps you to clean and transform data. Now, ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. Now, Power Query can help you pull data from different sources. It can be from your Excel file, from your databases, from websites, CSV, any source at all. Power Query has that capacity. It has been built to extract data from different sources. Power Query can also help you transform your data, right? If you want to get your data cleaned, if you want to reshape it or, do some, basic analysis, right? Power Query can help you transform your data, right? Then Power Query can help you load back your data from the Power Query interface back to your source, right? So after cleaning it, after restructuring it, right, it takes you back to Microsoft Excel or to Power BI for further analysis, right? And you can do all of this without writing a single formula. That is actually the beautiful thing about Power Query. Now, let's see life before and after Power Query. Now, without Power Query, there is always repetitive work, right? We keep doing the same cleaning steps over and over again. When data arrives, we keep doing that step. We keep repeating that steps over and over again. Another thing is without Power Query, there is always manual cleaning, right? We spend hours fixing typos, deleting rows, and formatting cells by hand, right? So manual cleaning happens without Power Query. Another thing is that mistakes happen, right? There is always human errors, right? There is always wrong deletion of information. There's always a missed row or mistakes in formula, right? But with Power Query, you see that our cleaning steps runs in seconds, right? We don't take time cleaning our data set, right? Another thing is that you don't need to repeat your process again. What you need to do is just to set it up once, right? Just do the process once, and every time new data comes in, Power Query reruns it automatically without you repeating those processes again, right? So another thing Power Query can do, right? If we're working with Power Query, there is always fewer errors, right? Because we don't need to repeat these processes over and over again, right? There is always fewer errors. Now, what Power Query can do for you? Power Query, like we have said before, that is actually a very powerful tool. Power Query can help you remove duplicates, right? When you have repeated rows, right? Power Query can help you remove them. Another one is that Power Query can help you handle missing values. If you have missing values, missing rows, Power Query can help you either fill these rows or these missing rows or these blank rows, or remove them completely, right? Depending on what your decisions is, right? Another thing is that Power Query can help you change data types, right? It can tell Excel what column this is, if it is a number, if it's a text, or if it's a date column. Another thing Power Query can do for you is that Power Query can help you split your columns. Let's say you have one column that contains a customer's full name, and you are interested in the first name, right? So you can separate the first name. You can separate the first name and the surname, right? You create a column for the first name and a separate column for the surname, right? Another one is that Power Query can help you merge data sets, right? So let's say that you have different tables, right? Power Query can help you combine these tables together. However, before you do this, you must ensure that these tables have the same structure and the same formula, right? That is, in that way, you'll be able to merge or combine or consolidate your data set, right? Unlike using VLOOKUP, right? Merging your data is more better, right? Another thing is that Power Query helps you standardize names, right? Power Query can help you fix inconsistent entries, right? Another beautiful thing is that it can help you refresh automatically. Let's say that you've done a particular task, right, and you want to do it again. So instead of you to repeat that process, all you need to do is just click the refresh button and it will help you automate the whole process, right? That is actually the power of Power Query. Now let's get right into Power Query, see how the interface looks, and also what we can do with Power Query. Let's go. We are now in Microsoft Excel, right? Remember we said that Power Query is a built-in ETL tool in Microsoft Excel and Power BI, right? So what this means is that Microsoft Excel has Power Query feature, right? And we are right in Microsoft Excel. And if you look closely, you're going to see a data set, a very small data set. So we are going to get this data set cleaned. So you might be wondering, how is this data set dirty? So let's analyze this and find out what made this data set dirty. So if you look closely in row number 3, right, you can see our header is in row number 3. So we want to push in our header up to row number 1, right, up to the first row. And this is a title, City Store and Weekly Sales Report. They are actually irrelevant. So we want to get rid of them. We'll delete them, right? So that once we have deleted them, the full name, product, sales column, date column will now be on the first row, right? Another thing I would also want you to observe is that John Smith appeared twice in this record, right? So you can see John Smith in row number 4 and also John Smith in row number 6. So these are the same information on the 1st of April, or May rather, on the 1st of May 2026, John Smith bought a laptop worth of 300,000 naira, or 300,000, we don't know the currency. Okay, so we want to, remove this duplicate so that we just have one record on John Smith, right? So another thing we need to do is we would have to split this full name. We'll have to split them so that the first name will have a separate column, while the surname will have a separate column, right? So all of these things, we are going to get them done in Power Query. And after doing all of these things, let's say you did this process last week, and this week you received another data set that has the same structure, the same formula. So instead of you repeating the process, you go to the refresh button and everything automates itself. We're also going to see how that goes. So let's launch this data set into our Power Query. Now, how do we bring our Power Query on board, right? Just click on any cells in your data set and go to the data tab. You can see our data tab. Click on the data tab and you can see this group is called the get and transform. Remember that Power Query is what? ETL2, so that's where the get and transform comes in, right? And you can see new query. If you want to load in new data sets, you use this feature, right? So you can see easily discover, connect, and combine data from multiple sources. So remember we said that Power Query can extract data from different sources. So you can extract data from your file, be it your folder or your file, or from your CSV, right? You can extract data from your file, from database, from Azure, from online services, right? Literally, multiple sources. Power Query can extract data from multiple sources, right? But for this tutorial, we have already opened our data set, right? So we are not going to use any of these features. We are just going to select from table because I have already opened my data set. So I'm going to go ahead and select from table rather. Okay, you can see it's loading. It is loading. Okay, it says where is the data for your table? This is our data. You can see it has highlighted it. My data has header, so we are going to select OK and select OK. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, so this is our Power Query editor, right? This is how the interface looks like. If you observe very, very well, you see that it has the same, if you are familiar with Microsoft Excel, you see that it has the same interface with what? With Microsoft Excel, right? So you can see our different tabs. We have the Home tab, we have the Transform, we have the Add column, we have the View, right? And each of these tabs have or has their different groups and different commands, right? And so you can see our table, right? We can see our table. You can see our table, weekly sales, full name, product, sales, date. And so we are going to be cleaning this table. And one thing I will also want us to observe is these applied steps. So whatever thing that we are going to be doing, whatever data cleaning process we are going to take, Power Query will be taking note of these steps and Power Query will be recording it for reference purpose, right? So that if you want to repeat the same task, Power Query will go where it has stored it, right? And go through that information and automate your task, right? So the apply step is actually records or shows what you have done so far, right, with your data cleaning or with whatever thing you've done. Okay, so this is our formula tab, and okay, so the first thing we are going to do is that we are going to remove the first row. We're going to delete the first row. We don't need it, it is irrelevant, right? So the first row is what? Weekly sales report. We don't need it. So what are we going to do? We are going to remove the first row. We are going to click on the Home tab, right? I just clicked on the Home tab. You can see this command. It says remove rows. So when you click on the drop down icon, you're going to see remove top rows. So you're going to select top rows. You can remove from the bottom too, but we want to remove from the top. So Power Query is asking you specify how many rows to remove from the top. So we want to remove just one because we don't need the first row, which is on weekly sales report. It is actually irrelevant. So we are going to click one, and we are going to select OK. So you can see that that particular role has been deleted. And if you go down to our apply step, you can see removed top rows. This is the step that we took. We have removed the first top row. So what the next thing we are going to do is to make our first row to be our header, right? So because this is our header, right? Our full name, product, sales, date. So we want to convert it to what? To our header, right? So we don't want this city store to be our header. And how are we going to do that? We're going to click on the transform tab, right? And if you look closely, you are going to see use first row as headers, right? So when you click on the drop down, you're going to see two options, right? So the first option is use first row as headers. So we're going to select use first row as header. Look at how beautiful our data is becoming, right? You see how we have been able to reshape it from how it was before till now, right? So you can see we have our full name, product name, sales, and date, right? So what else can we do? So we'll need to split our column, right? So this is the full name, John Smith, Mary James, John Smith, and the rest. So we are going to split so that we have the first name and the surname column, right? So we are going to find this command in the transform or in the home tab, right? So if you want to transform any column at all, right, what you're going to do is to select that entire column. You see how I have selected the product column. You can select the sales column, you can select the date column. So we want to transform the full name column, right, by splitting this column. So we are going to select the full name and we are going to locate the split column, right? So when you click on the drop down, it says split by delimiter, split by number of characters. There are many options, right? So we are going to select split by delimiter. Delimiter means a separator, something that separates two words, right? Something that joins two words or something that separates two words, right? So so for this case, is actually our delimiter is space. When you click on the drop down, you are going to see different delimiters. So a comma can be a delimiter, equal sign, at, right? The one you have at Gmail, at Yahoo, that at, it can also be a delimiter, right? So space can be a delimiter. So in our case, our own delimiter from this data set is what? Is space. So Power Query is saying select or enter delimiter. So we are going to select space. Obviously, by default, space is already selected. So another option that I want us to do is that we want to split at leftmost delimiter. So you can split at rightmost delimiter or each occurrence of the delimiter, but we want to split at leftmost delimiter. So when you select this, you go ahead and click OK, right? So we have splitted the full name. We now have the first name and the surname. So what we are going to do next is we are going to rename the header name, right? We're going to rename the column name. So how do we do that? Just double click on the header and rename them, give them the name that you want. So the first one will be our first name, right? And this will be our surname, right? Surname, beautiful. Yeah, surname. Okay, so we have first name and what? And surname. So what next? What cleaning process should we do? Remember, we are also going to remove duplicate, right? We notice that John appeared twice, right? So you're going to remove duplicate value. right? So how do we remove that? Because we are looking at for duplicate value, we are going to select all the whole columns, right? We are going to select all the whole columns. And how do we select all the whole columns? So click on one column. So I just clicked on the first name column. Just press your shift tab. When you click on your shift tab, long press it, keep pressing on your shift tab, and select another column, and keep selecting as many columns as possible. But in this case, we are selecting the entire column. Remember that my hand is still pressed on the shift tab. So I have just selected all the columns, right? And have released my hand. Okay, so remember we want to remove the duplicate. John Smith appeared twice in this data. So it's a duplicate value and we want to delete one, right? So how do we do that? We are going to click on the remove rows. So you're going to see the remove duplicates, right? So we are going to select remove duplicate. And you can see that John Smith now has one entry, right? John Smith now has what? One entry. So for the date, we can do something and just, we don't need the time, we just need the date, right? We just need the date. So what we need to do is to go to the transform and go to the date tab and say date only. So we are going to select date only and we have just the date. I think we've done justice to this table, right? To this data set. We have cleaned or deleted irrelevant rows. We have turned our main header to our headers to be the main header. We we separated the first name from the surname. And what else did we do? We renamed the columns, and we also deleted what? Duplicate values, right? So we are going to load it back to Excel. So let's say that we want to further continue with our analysis, right? So we are going to load it back to what? To Microsoft Excel. So how do we load it back? So let's go to the Home tab. So when you click on the Home tab, you're going to see Close and Load. But when you click on the drop down, you're going to also see different options. Close and Load too. But you're going to select Close and Load, right? So our data is loading back to Microsoft Excel. Beautiful. So you can see another sheet has been created, right? Another sheet has been created. Let me bring this up a bit so we can see it. Okay, another sheet has been created and you can see our query here. And okay, so we can rename this worksheet as what? Cleaned data, right? So we have cleaned this data. We have transformed this data from this, right? We have transformed it from this to this, right? You can see that now this is ready for what? For analysis, right? So now about repeating task. Remember when we started this tutorial, I asked you if last week you did a process and this week your supervisor sent you a data set to repeat to do the same process, what are you going to do? Are you going to start all over again, right? And I told us that your answer will be no if you know Power Query. Now let's say that this week you received another data set that has the same structure with the one we have here. You see that it has the same structure. You see this city store weekly sales report, full name, product, sales date, and the rest of them, right? So they have the same structure, they have the same format. So we don't necessarily need to load it back to my Power Query and repeat all the cleaning processes, right? So to save time and stress and to make our work more efficient, all we need to do is just copy this, right? All we need to do is just copy this from the full name, copy this. So I've just copied this, and or before I copy this, let me duplicate this first because I know I'm going to use it. Let me duplicate this first and save it somewhere here. Okay, so let's go to our new data set, right? Let's go to our new data set. So these are new data sets, and it has how many entries? You can see John Smith, Mary Grace. Okay, we have let's say how many? We have 7 entries, right? 7 customers name, right? Why the old one is what? How many customers name, including the duplicate value, including the duplicate value. So this one is 6 and the old one is what? The new one is 7. So what we are going to do is that we are just going to from the new data set that we have, we are going to select just the name, just the records, right? We're going to copy them and paste them on the new table. Remember, this has the same weekly sales report and the rest. So we are going to paste this here, right? We are going to paste this here. So you can see Louisa and Louis Mark, and so you can see that we have moved this data to this, right? And just click on Control X, save the data, and go to your data, right? So this is refresh all, right? So when you click this refresh button, you see that this particular data set will change. Remember, the last name we have here is what? Mary James, right? So it will change to another name, right? So let's see how this works. This is so interesting, and this is how powerful Power Query can actually be, right? So let's select the data tab and click on the refreshed all, right? So it says that it has refreshed our data, right? So what are we going to do next? So let's click on our cleaned data. You can see our new data, right? So instead of repeating the whole processes that we have done, you just need to automate your process. That is actually the power of Power Query. If you need a structured learning, the one that comes with a structured curriculum, the one that comes with assignments, mentorship, and follow up, you can click on the link that has been attached to this video so you can join our community and get more information. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.